both sides of the conversation, family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome everybody to both sides of the conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, so you know what that means. We're going to have another Hidden Gem segment where we continue to highlight our Black and Brown businesses as well as those community leaders and organizations that are doing positive things to impact our community. Tonight, we have a phenomenal organization, the SF Rebels here. We have Nate here tonight. We have the championship team here from the SF Rebels. NBA Junior League. So we are excited about that. But before we get started, I want to apologize. There was a delay in the beginning. I don't know. We've been having Wi-Fi issues throughout the city and the Bay Area today. So I'm not sure what's going on. So apologize to community for that delay. But we were able to get back on with tonight. We are excited, everybody, to honor these young folks that are on tonight. A phenomenal year that they've had in their league. And we want to highlight our youth. As you all know here at both sides of the conversation, we are about our young folks. We want to highlight them, listen to them, uplift their voices, and also give them the praise when they do remarkable, phenomenal things in our community. And they had an epic game this weekend. I was out there checking it out in the stands with my guy, Nate. Nate put on a first-class show, man. I mean, just everything, food, tacos, he just lived too big, man. I got to say, man, Nate does it the right way. But with that being said, just want to get through a couple of our community announcements out to community as well. First of all, I just want to say, it's been a violent weekend throughout the Bay Area. We had a number of side shows, different things that are impacting our community. We still got a lot of work to do as we are stepping in this 2022. And I know it kind of got off to a slow start. But again, we got a lot of work to do in our communities, and it's a lot of things that are still bothering me that I felt like as community we should move together. We've been having a lot of conversations about how we move our community forward. How do we galvanize some of the things that's taking place in our community to move forward? And it's still the message is not getting there. Our community leaders are not doing a lot of the things that they need to do. And we want to hone in on it. We want to call it out and address it. And we'll continue to do it this year. But we got a model that we got to change in our community. When we talk about changing the narrative, we're talking about how we interact as community, how we get down as organizations, how we get down as parents and families. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in these times because it is real. A lot of things are happening, transpiring as we go day to day, not only with COVID, but just some of the things that are taking place in our community that, is impacting our community. And want to definitely give, a shout out to Regina King and her family and condolences as her son, it was all over the internet, who had committed suicide. And I just want everybody to know that this is not just, a one isolated issue. During this COVID and during these past 2 years, the amount of suicide and the amount of mental health crises that are taking place in our community, those numbers are jumping up tremendously. So please, community, pay attention to your loved ones. As these are trying times we are in, it is a challenge. Just making it day to day, and a lot of people are struggling with different things. So we just want to be mindful that, especially, given the task that we all have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So just want to be mindful of that. We still got a lot of work to do, but we are excited as we step into this new year, and we're going to take it 1 week at a time and keep plugging along as things keep shifting and changing. But we're going to make sure that we reach those marks and do the things that we are doing. We are excited because tomorrow we'll be back up at Juvenile doing the work with our young folks as we're getting clearance now, as some of the COVID numbers are starting to fall off. And I know Nate's getting back up there as well. So it's just nice to start getting back and doing, that work with our young folks and keeping them mentally intact during these times as well, especially when they're incarcerated. It is a challenge, but we're going to continue to do that work. We got some other upcoming great news that we are working on, partner with some other facilities across the Bay Area. So we just excited about some of the things that we're going to be able to do here in the future, just some of the upcoming partnerships. We've been receiving calls today about major partnerships that folks want to partner up with both sides of the conversation. So we are excited. And we are excited about some of the things that we're going to be able to push out to community, help our community folks. And it just takes one day at a time. It's a slow process. We'll keep turning that wheel and getting there as we get started. But with that being said, I want to get to our news and events because we want to get our young folks on and out of here because they got to get ready for school. But San Francisco launched the vehicle triage center for hundreds of folks that are living in cars. You all know here in San Francisco and across this Bay Area and actually across these United States of America, the amount of unhoused folks, population is growing rapidly every day. So it's nice just to see that some of these sites are opening up where folks who are living in these RVs and different things have space. Just want to say thank you to some of those elected officials who are doing the work to make sure that is happening. So the San Francisco officials on Friday launched the new Bayview Vehicle Triage Center, providing safe space and services for people living in their vehicles. This has been a long awaited center. It's going to be located at the Candlestick Point State Recreation Area. Boat and Launch Parking Lot is a joint between the city and county, as well as the California State Parks and the Bayview District community members. So I want to give a huge shout out to President Shamon Walton for continuing to advocate for those folks who need these type of support and resources, and want to give a huge shout out to the Bayview advocates for continuing to feed and bless the folks out there, make sure that our young folks who are living in RVs get the food and the services that they need. So I want to give a huge shout out to my brother Corey Monroe and a number of the folks, Pops, and all of them out there, making sure every day that our folks get food and different things out there. So shout out to the Bayview advocates as well. It should be about 135 parking spaces for about 203 people. They're going to have 24-hour security staff on site, as well as bathrooms, waters, and showers. Sometimes if you're living in those situations, just getting access to a shower and things of that nature can make the difference in you getting opportunities for employment and things of that nature. Also, there's going to be a number of residents that will have access to services. Like I said, Bayview Advocates is one of them out there. They're going to have healthcare as well as wellness and housing opportunities with employment. So we're just looking forward to see how that all plays out for our community of unhoused folks. And remember, every little bit helps. And just remember that there's a lot of people who are in need. And I just want to make sure that community is aware. And not all of these folks are drug users. Not all of these folks are, dealing with mental health. A lot of these families are working families who just cannot keep up with the cost of living in the high rent market here in San Francisco. So just want people to understand that. But there are people who have substance abuse and mental health issues that we need to continue to support and get them resources. But there are a number of working class folks in this city that are struggling to secure housing due to the high rental market that we live here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So just want to put that out there. Thank you for all of our elected officials and folks who are behind that, making sure that those services get to community. We are excited to know that the stuff is starting to move forward. I know there's been some planning and things of that nature that's been going on for a while. So just happy to see that it's launching and people are actually being able to get supported with services. Also, meet the founder of the 500K Scholarship Fund that supports Black women entrepreneurs. The award-winning Dr. Velma Tram has launched a 500,000 scholarship fund to support Black women entrepreneurs across the country. The fund which is part of the upcoming Millionaire Mindset Entrepreneur Accelerated Program, is going to be offered online, in person. This is a great opportunity for women in the community. If you're looking for an opportunity, they're based in Scottsdale, Arizona, but they will have online as well as in-person opportunities. The scholarship program applications are being accepted here as well. And they're going to be doing a lot of stuff. I mean, I think they've already helped like 7,000 women nationwide gain education to succeed in their businesses. This program is going to run from March 8th to June 14th. And we'll get more of that information up on the screen, and we'll post some stuff in our groups for people to log on. But please look out for that information. If you know any Black women that are looking to doing some kind of business opportunity, I think this will be a great opportunity for them. And we're going to continue to pump out more information as more and more programming is coming out for community. We want to make sure that people in our community get access to these services and resources. And this is why we're getting this information out to the community. Upcoming events that's happening, the East Oakland Collective, both sides of the conversation. Feed the Hood 20 is coming up. The food drive distribution is happening Saturday, February 12th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's going to be at 7800 MacArthur Boulevard. Still looking for volunteers and folks to donate. I'll be out there as well to make sure that we help impact our unhoused folks across Oakland and across the areas around surrounding areas. So we're going to continue to do our part. Looking forward to that event as well. That's going to be happening. So please reach out to us on our events at BSOTC, or you can go to the East Oakland Collective website to sign up, to volunteer, and get further information. And we'll be blasting it out in the week coming of the event on our social media handles. So we are looking forward to that. Also, the both sides of the conversation in East Oakland Collective, we are presenting the free bowling day that is taking place, and we are on the road. Shout out to the Rebels for supporting us as well. Brown Bombers, Mo Magic, Collective Impact, SF Black Wall Street, Bayview, a number of folks showing up to support this event. And, it's duly appreciated because it takes a lot to move these events so that our community can have a free day to come out and bowl, enjoy each other, and convene with community. So we are looking forward to that event. It's going to be happening on February 19th from 2 to 5 p.m. It's going to be in Pacifica, California at the Seabowl Bowling Alley. We are still looking for volunteers to come out and help organize for that event. There's a number of things that we need folks to do, so we are looking forward to that as well. But we are excited, looking forward to seeing all the community folks, and hopefully we'll see some of these young folks on here tonight out there to come have fun. We're going to have a lane for the champs. But yeah, we could do that and hook it up. Also, the adult skate on Sunday nights is happening. The Moja Skating Rink at Liberation Park in Oakland is at the 701 Foothill Boulevard. They're going to be having that adult Sunday skate from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. I think it's ongoing, but definitely if you want to get involved or know about the skate rink, please look at Liberation Park and the Umoja Skating Rink in the Black Culture Zone to get information further. And we'll keep updating community as more and more events take place at the skating rink. It is a nice ring to go out and have a good time. Last year we had our both sides of the conversation, East Oakland Collective Family Skate Day. That was a nice event for folks to come out. So looking forward to keep getting that information out to community as well. Also, as we are kicking off Black History Month, the Warriors is having the African American Heritage Night on February the 3rd. That is a Thursday night. The Warriors will play the Kings at the Chase Center in San Francisco. And we're going to be out there tabling. So there are tickets that you all could get for $65 to $70. This is upper level sidelines. Please contact us at events@BSOTC if you would like to buy tickets and be a part of this African American Culture Night. I know a lot of folks are still trying to get out to the Chase Center to watch the Warriors play and see some of the games and see the new stadium. And we know the tickets are very costly. So a lot of times community folks aren't able to just get out and check out the stadium. But with this night, we could get folks to come out for $70. Come check out the stadium, and we'll be out there tabling, and we'll be a part of that event as well. Also, for our both sides of the conversation announcements, We are still doing our Amazon Smile. If you would like to support us in the work that we are doing, please go to the shop at the Amazon Smile. You can sign up both sides of the conversation as one of your charitable organizations, and they'll make donations to us based off your purchase. There's no extra cost to you. But every time you purchase something, we will get some donation support from Amazon Smile and that tool. So thank you all who have signed up. We appreciate you. And just continue to keep doing what you're doing. We'll make sure that we're blessing our community and doing the work that we need in our community. Also, our Giving Tuesday is still going through February. If you would like to donate or do a sponsorship for us, please go on there and support for our Giving Tuesday, and we'll put all the links on our social media and get it out there again, just in case you missed it. Also, this week, we're going to have our Educational Thursday. We're going to have Dr. Mo from Rafiki Coalition going to come on and give updates about the COVID. This is a great way to get some information about what's going on. So we are excited to talk with Dr. Mo and see what's going on with the COVID numbers that's been impacting folks here in San Francisco, as well as our Sunday conversation. Ask Your Black Doctor will be on talking with Dr. Mo and some special guests about our Black health and things that are taking place in the community. With that being said, I'm going to land my plane and close my mouth and get to tonight's segment. I know a lot of folks are waiting to see our young folks, and we're going to go ahead and get our young champions up here, and we'll start saluting them as well. But first, we're going to bring up my guy, Brother Nate Ford, so he could talk about all the work he's been doing with this junior NBA league, the stuff he's doing with the Rebels, the stuff he's doing for the community. Just powerful brother doing so many things. But Nate, come up there and talk to the people, let them know what's going on before we bring up these young folks.
Man, I'm just glad to be. I'm just glad my all my mics and stuff is working this week, man. I'm just happy to be in space, happy to be, in the presence of our people and being a service of our people, and just just being here in the moment is just enough for me, John. We've it's been a turbulent time these last 2 years, and my staff is stretched. We've gone out our realm. We've from the case management, and now we got the life coaching for the young kids, a program that'll be coming out soon. It's just a bunch of things that we got our hands into now. So I'm just happy to be of service to the community, and also providing that outlet for these youngsters you're about to see back on the court again and having fun.
Man, great stuff. And Nate, I want to say it again to make sure the people out there hear this. Nate puts on top flight, man. Let me tell you, I went out there. We had tacos. It was just a blessing, man. Nate really cares about our community, and that's why we always want to highlight and celebrate, the work that you're doing, not only for community, but for our young people. And let me tell you, Nate is very passionate about our young folks, and he also makes sure the safety of our families and communities out there is safe throughout this whole process. He's been having a rapid testing, making sure that our folks are safe as our young folks, the fathers and the mothers of the community, come together to celebrate our youth while they out there playing and having a great time and just building bonding, and I think Nate always say this, just to get young folks, to come together and play ball and just get to know each other. Sometimes that help as our communities grow, as these young folks grow older, just knowing people from different parts of the city and just knowing folks, man. That networking part is so real. But Nate, first class, brother. I just want to say the Rebels, first class, y'all did it up, man. Y'all showed up and showed out. And we just appreciate the stuff you do for us in the community, brother.
Yeah, man. This is our 32nd year running the Junior NBA League, and it's a family event. And man, you had the conversation Saturday. It's good to see so many dads out there cheering their kids on. Yeah, they get out of line sometimes, but I let that slide because I'm just so happy that they're there and they're supporting their kids and they're out there, not just leaving it all on the moms. And it's just a feel good league citywide. You black, white, Asian, Hispanic, they're all playing as one team, and they're all just competing. These kids haven't played with each other in over a year. They've been playing in this league since October. We had 2 great championship games on Saturday that you were great to see the finish to all of them. But yeah, it's just community, and it's bringing people together, and that's what it's all about.
Man, definitely. So, community, while y'all tuning in, go to our YouTube channel and give these young folks some praise, man. When we got young folks doing stuff like this, I want to see y'all show these young folks some love. But Nate, you want to go ahead and introduce the coach and start bringing up the
Yeah,
young.
I definitely. So the champions this year was the Suns. They actually had an undefeated season this year. We haven't had an undefeated season winner in a long time, and it's coached by Mr. Marquise Jones. He played in the league, played for the Rebels. He went on to Marquette. I tell everybody he got the full benefit of the Rebels. We helped him get into high school. We helped him with his college fees, and he paid us back by graduating and becoming an engineer, man, an African American engineer, man. So he not only does that, he coaches one of our Rebels traveling team. He has his own clothing line. I'll let him plug that. But I'm just so proud of him, and I'm just happy that he's always, when he first came home, he was ready to give back, and he's been giving back ever since he's got home. So Marquise Jones is the coach of their team, along with his dad, Cleon Jones, which has been my assistant for years. But he's the brain trust here, Marquise. We all rely on him to make the X's and O's decision. But he's definitely a student of the game. He's always trying to find a way to be a better coach. But he's an even better young man, and he's definitely going to make his mark in this world. So, Mr. Jones, Marquise Jones from the Suns, come on in, Keith. Is he in? Yeah, come on in.
Oh, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. So, man, so tell us about this season, man. What what was it? What was it like after being off a year?
Oh, it was just great to get back out there with the kids and see them, play the game that they love that they haven't been able to play in front of, their family, with their friends. And, this team bought in from the beginning. Our defensive system, we're a defense first team, generally focused on offense, but they all bought in. Almost everyone scored a basket this season, and just seeing the smiles on all their faces as they score. And, there was one kid, Isaac, he told me before one of the games, Coach, I'm scoring my first basket today. And he scored. And just seeing that and, seeing the parents go crazy in the stands is just a good environment, a good feeling. And I'm glad to be back out there with the kids.
Cool.
Man, Marquise, I just want to say something because I was out there and Nate told me that you and your dad was coaching together, and I think that's very powerful. And I was watching you all while you were coaching up the kids, during the timeouts and stuff. And I think when we talk about changing the narrative and we talk about what that fatherhood and son look like, just seeing you both out there was very inspirational, because a lot of times, the community we come from, the circumstances that we are dealt with, sometimes we don't have Black males in our life, but to able to go through that process and to be on the sidelines with your dad, and then also impact other youth on the team is just tremendous, man. You didn't even talk about being an engineer. So many times in our community, we don't talk about the success of young Black males. And for you to go through the process, go through college, do the things that you are doing, man, it's just, phenomenal and very powerful. And I just want to say, congratulations, brother, and keep doing what you're doing, because again, young folk, your young teammates and folks watching tonight, this is what we need to see in our community when we talk about the next generation of young folks stepping up, doing the right things, making things happen. Great leadership starts with young folks like you. And I just want to give you a huge kudos for that, brother. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Marquise, he's a modest guy, man. He don't like taking credit too much, but I always big him up because, man, he from Lakeview, John. Matter of fact, John, he from Lakeview. So
shout out to the OMI. Everybody,
yeah, the OMI. But anyway, he's a person that he's always prepared, and I think him being a young coach, he connects to the kids a lot better than I do, because I go crazy. That's why I'm not coaching in that league. But but he connects to them, and they definitely listen to him. They respect him. They respect his mind, and like you say, they buy in. And these younger guys, and we've talked about this a lot, John, about passing the torch. You're passing the torch to guys like him. The kids we about to bring up, I make him look at them and scare them for 1 minute, but they ain't listening to me. They're gonna listen to Marquise, because Marquise gonna they gravitate to guys like him. They don't want to gravitate to old grouchy Nate. They gonna go talk to Marquise. So I just appreciate that, and the connections that he's made so fast with the with these young kids. And again, just congratulate him on an undefeated season. And there's some online voting on our website for the coach of the year, and but he's running neck and neck with another coach right now, so we'll see how that ends out. But I'm just grateful that he's on my team.
That's right. Well, you got to get the information. Is that the rebels.org, Nate?
Yeah.
I want to go in there and vote.
Yeah.
Community, go out there and vote. We got to get these coaches. For y'all that's been out there, support these coaches, man. Great games. I mean, they were exciting games to the finish. I was jumping up and down, man. It was like, man, it did, for folks that didn't know, a week ago, Nate was having problems with his computer. Nate made it to the ESPN top 10, man, for the game buzzer. And that was phenomenal, man. I woke up in the morning. Somebody called me all the way in Alabama. It said, John Henry, I just seen the SF Rebels on the top 10 countdown. So I was real proud of it. We were trying to give you that shout out.
Yeah. No, that was great, man. Yeah, that was great. So that came through another connection. A former Rebel played for me. He works at ESPN, and I sent him that game-winning shot, and he put it on there for us, man. So that was just a beautiful thing, man. They could go to sfrebels.org/junior NBA. They can even see that top 10 play on there as well.
Okay, cool. We'll get that out to the community. But with that being said, the reason why we are here tonight to celebrate our young champions and listen and talk with them. So, Coach, we'll let you go ahead and start calling them up one at a time, and I'll bring them up, and they can introduce themselves and tell the community what position they play until we get them all up here, and then we could jump into tonight's little dialogue with them, and we'll see what any of the community folks want to ask them as well. But go ahead and just start naming up who you want me to bring up first.
Okay, first we have Titus.
All right, Big Titus, come on up.
I gotta say something about this dude.
Say who you are.
Hold on, John. Before we start, I ride this guy a lot, and when they say when they stop talking to you, that's when you worry, And I ride this guy because I know he's gonna be special. He's been around the program a long time. His family has bought in. He got 3 younger brothers. He got 3 younger brothers that's also in the league. And when I first saw him play, I knew he's going to be something special. He's only in the 6th grade, so he's gonna, he got a while to be with us. But I'm just so proud of him. He took a major step in that championship game, because we had a talk before the game, didn't we, Titus? We had a nice talk before the game, and he took a major step, and I'm always on him. But the thing about it, his parents know where my love is, and they just sit back and let me do my thing. So I'm just happy and grateful to have the trust in his family, mom and dad, and also hopefully he has some trust in me and listening to me. So this is Titus Hughes. He's one of the he's in contention for the MVP of the league. He's also plays on our Rebels team. But John, I'll let you go ahead and grill him.
I'm not gonna grill him. I want him to introduce himself. I want to know who you are. We got community folks out there, little fly tie. We don't know who you are. Tell us who you are, what position you play, and then tell me what you want to be when you grow up, because that's what I want to know more importantly.
Okay, my name is Titus Hughes. I play point guard, and one thing I want to be when I grow up is an NBA player.
All right. So tell us a little bit about, how you felt playing this season, and where you feel like, did you gain skills? Did you learn something new, or was it the same? Tell us a little something. Oh, we lost him. He must have got kicked off. Oh, we lost him. All right, Marquis, call up somebody. We'll get him back up when he come on. He must have Wi-Fi. We having Wi-Fi issues in our community. Be patient. These young folks. Call somebody up, brother Marquis.
Next we have Dia.
All right, let's see if Dia there. I don't know if Dia's up. He got his camera up.
Is Dia home?
Uh-oh. No Dia. We got to come back to Dia.
Well, we'll come back to Dia.
We have Vincent.
There go Titus. We'll bring Vincent up. Vincent, you there? Vincent, you there? Titus, go ahead and finish talking, Titus.
Okay, can you repeat the question? Because my iPad right now.
I said, tell me about the season. You're growing, you're learning. How does the NBA league, the junior league versus the Rebels, like, that different level of competition? Did you see the same or what? Like, how was it? Tell me a little bit about the league.
Well, the league was kind of competitive. We had a lot of players on my team and other Rebels teams that we played against. For example, Marquise Banks, I played him on my team in the championship. And it was similar to AAU, the reffing, the coaching, but I feel like there was a lot of new players to the game in this league. And AAU is very more competitive, so yeah.
Hey, I gotta give it to you, man. Whatever off season work you doing, I was watching your handles, man. You got pretty good handlebars, man. I gotta give you props, man. I see you moving the ball around. You was kind of juking and going behind your back. I see some no look passes too. I thought I was watching Baby Curry out there for a little while.
Oh, don't give him that. But but it's an interesting story with Titus. About a month ago, he twisted his ankle real bad in the game, and he was very upset because he thought he wasn't going to finish his last year in the league. So he was but I guess he got some of that miracle juice. Marquise or somebody must have gave him some of that miracle juice and put it on his ankle, and all of a sudden he running 100 miles an hour again. So I was glad he got to finish the season. That's for sure.
Man, that's cool. Marquise, you want to say anything about Titus? And we want to make sure you say something, man.
I've coached Titus since he was about 6 in the junior Pee Wee League, and just seeing him grow has been fun. His game is taking the next step every year. So, just continuing, waiting to see, how he develops into a high school player and beyond. So, it's been fun coaching Titus in this league, as well as Rebels.
And that's cool. See, Titus, you gonna get these following now. All these community folk, we gonna watch you grow all the way up to the NBA, man. That's what we're here to do, support our young folk. But brother Vincent, we see you here. I know you got an AK Nucci, right? Is that right?
Baby Nucci.
Baby Nucci. Come on up here and introduce yourself to the community, man, and tell them who you are, what position you play, and give a little bit about yourself and what you want to be when you grow up, brother.
My name is Vincent Flores. We're on a football player when I grow up.
You want to play football, John?
Oh, what position you want to play?
What position?
Yeah, you say you want to play football. What position you want to play?
Running back.
Oh, running back. Okay. That's
running back.
Yeah, so this kid right here, John, he has unlimited potential. He don't know how good he can be. He's one of them kids that just got it naturally. And I was just telling his mom that, I'm 32 years in this, and it's been a lot of special players that come through and that get all the fanfare and things like that. But it's sometimes it's kids that I've had that went on to the pros and stuff that started out like Baby Nucci Vincent, who he's not the star now in the league, but you can see it all coming together. He's gotten better. So we have 3 different leagues. We got the Biddy Balls, 5 and 6 year olds. Then we have the junior Pee Wee League, which is 7 and 8s. Then we got the Pee Wee League 9 through 11. Then we have the Open League for 12 to 14. So Vince has been with us since he was about 5 years old. And now he's been through 2 leagues. This is his 3rd league in here with us. So he's been with us quite some time. And every year, I swear, and I just told his mom this Saturday, I said he's gotten better every year. He's taken a stride. And I can imagine how he is on the football field because he's just talented on basketball, and he's just out there just on a fly. You know what I'm saying? But Vince is going to be a great player. And Marquise, I'll let Marquise talk about him, but I just rave about him because he's going to be the ones that he's going to come out of nowhere and be the man. You watch. You got something to say about him, Marquise?
Yeah, Vincent's gonna be a good one when he gets a little older. He's one of those players that will run through a wall for you, even if they know they can't get through it. So, just having him on the team, he brought effort, energy, and he was our Draymond. So it was fun having Vincent on the team this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, Nate, because we was talking to his brother that was standing next to us, right? Because he hit those big free throws at the end, right?
No, that wasn't his brother. I don't know who. I forgot who's that we was talking to.
That was his brother, I believe, right? Because he hit those 2 big shots at the end, right?
Vincent's brother?
Yeah, was that his brother out there?
No, he got a little brother. Vincent does.
Okay,
yeah.
It was somebody that was out there. Maybe it was uncle or something, but yeah, yeah, man, good job, man. I watched you. You was driving pretty good in the hole, man. You was getting hacked up pretty good, and you kept your composure and was finishing. So you was the Draymond of the day, because I remember watching them plays, man. You was beasting down there, young brother. So what you want to be if you don't become a football player? See, I'm asking y'all this question for a reason, and I'll tell y'all later, but I always like to ask people, if you don't make it to the NBA, you don't make it to football, what you want to do for your profession?
Huh?
I said, what you want to do besides football and basketball? If you don't make it to the NBA, you don't make it to the NFL, what do you want to do for a living?
I want to coach a team, coach like a basketball team.
Okay,
like a football team.
That's fair enough. Okay, that's fair enough. We'll take it. All right. Well, hang in there. We'll bring up some more players, but hang in there. We'll come back and we'll ask y'all some questions in a minute. Coach, go ahead and call up somebody else, Coach.
Dia, he's online now.
All right,
oh,
Dia,
he probably
you
came out. He probably came out the makeup room. I don't see him.
Where you at, Dia?
Oh, man. I see Titus.
All right, we'll come back to Dia. Who else you want to call up, Coach?
Isaac.
All right, brother Isaac, you up on the list, Isaac. Introduce yourself to the community. Tell them who you are, your name, what position you play.
Hi, my name is Isaac. I'm a shooting guard, and I play for Bay City, this team, the Suns, and Synergy. And I also play travel baseball.
Oh, he a jack all trades.
I know, that's what I'm about to say. He do it
Yeah,
all.
so this is Isaac's first year playing with us, but Isaac has been a welcome addition to the league. I know Marquise was glad he drafted him on the team, but Isaac hit some real big shots throughout this season, man. And I know that sky is the limit for this kid. So, and he's playing that money sport, that baseball, man. So that baseball is something else. I haven't seen him play baseball. How good are you in baseball? What position you play, Isaac?
In baseball, I'm a pitcher and I play center field.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you something. You being in your first year in the league, how did you like it? Was it different from your previous teams, or how did you like it?
I felt this league was a little more like aggressive and stuff, and like it kind of helped me with like my dribbling.
Okay, because guys are a little more faster and a little more aggressive. So you gotta protect that ball a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you at sometimes you play in a basketball game and you gotta hustle right out to a baseball game. So how is that translating from basketball 1 hour, then the next hour you out there playing baseball? How do you make that transition?
It's just pretty quick, and I gotta stay ready because after
Okay,
the championship game, I went to a baseball tournament.
okay. So how'd you do in that baseball tournament?
I did good. I made a good catch. The highlights are on my Instagram.
Okay, man. Well, go ahead, man. Well, what's your Instagram?
Isaac Zinaltieri won.
Wait, hold on. We gotta
That's
do
it.
it.
You guys should slow down with it so everybody
We
can
gotta
hear
do it. Wait, we gotta do it right. We're gonna promote the young brother. You gotta put your Instagram
Yeah, in
inside
the
the
chat.
private chat so we
Yeah.
can put it up on the screen so we get the community to follow you, young brother.
Okay, I'll
And you
put it
guys
in the
got
chat.
people, yeah, you
Put
guys
it
got
in
people
chat.
from all over. Y'all got people from all over watching this. So put your Instagram in there. So Keith, man, tell us a little more about Isaac.
Isaac was a welcome addition to the team. Anything I told him, in practice or in the games, he was gonna go out there and do. So he was the player who told me before the game, I'm scoring my first basket today, and then went from one basket to score 11 points the following game. So
Come on, man. I saw that game when he was just on fire that game. Yeah, man.
So
No, go ahead, Marquise.
also Isaac has been a welcome addition, and I'm glad I got to coach him in his first season in the program.
Yeah, man, Isaac, man, so tell us about that 11-point game, man, when you just went crazy. What was that about?
So one of my favorite plays that game, it was my first three in the corner. I got inbounded the ball, and when I got it, I was like, I gotta shoot this, and I shot the ball and went, and I was like, what? That's crazy. And I like that play of making a three.
And then you just kept shooting it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had an NBA Jams moment. You was on fire, huh? Just everything you shot went down, huh?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Cool.
Hey, Isaac, I want to know, since you play baseball and you a pitcher, what's your favorite pitch? Is it a slider? Is it a knuckleball? What's your pitch, man?
I like the two-seam fastball.
Oh,
okay,
John.
How many no-hitters you got, Isaac?
I don't have any yet.
All right, well, we gonna keep following you, man. Hey, community, why don't y'all go ahead and follow Isaac on his Instagram? It's right there on the screen, and go check. We'll get you some followers tonight, Isaac. We'll have everybody on your Instagram checking you out, man. But I wanted to ask you, because you're playing basketball, I'm gonna ask you the same thing I ask everybody else. What you want to be when you grow up? If you don't make it to the baseball pros, if you don't make it to the NFL pros, if you don't make it to the NBA, what you want to do for a living, man? What you want to do?
I think I would probably want to be a coach because I still want to be involved with that stuff, and I want to sort of help people out so they can try to make it there or be a coach one day.
Oh, that's phenomenal, man. See, Nate, you got some great transition. Marquise, you got some great transition. We talking about passing the torch. We done heard two of the youngsters on there. They ready to coach up. They gonna keep the Rebels legacy going, man.
That's good, man. Shoot, they could get it for another 30 years.
Man, that's what's up. All right, last but not least, we got Dyer. What's up, brother Jackson? We finally got you up there. Is your mic working? Come on and say what's up to the people, man.
You did, man. You got a lot of people in the chats talking about my family, Lady Gemini. That's my family right there. That's my family. So you've been in the makeup room too long. So go ahead, man. Introduce yourself and tell us a little about yourself.
My name is Dia Jackson. I go to Cathedral School for Boys, and I'm in the 6th grade.
Okay, all right. So how long you been in the league?
I've been in the league for about 3 years.
Oh, you played bitty ball, didn't you? Did you play bitty ball? No,
for 1 year.
All right, so you've been in there for about 4 years, then, huh? It's probably your 4th year then in the league. Yeah. All right. Well, he's another player. So Marquise has 2 players on his team that's in line for the MVP conversation, John. So Dia, he's a kid that is just lightning quick out there, and he's another one that's gotten better every year. He plays football as well. I'm sure he can play baseball. I'm sure he can do it all. He has a little brother that he stays on like he's supposed to, like a big brother. I like that about him. He looks out for his little brother and his little sister, but he comes from a good family, and I'm just happy to have him in the program. um, I've never had anything anything I had to say to him about being disciplined or anything. The only thing I got mad at him one time because he didn't keep the ball in his hands when the game was over. He wanted to pass the ball, but that's just what being a team player is all about, though. So I really couldn't argue with it. But I'm just so happy to have him, his whole family. His sister gives me a hug every week, so it's all love with their family.
Man, powerful stuff, Nate. I'm glad that he's here today and all our young folks because, again, we are always trying to continue to uplift our young folks and praise them when they're doing great things and epic things in our community. And to win the championship, this is something important to them. This means a lot. It's bragging rights. And look at y'all. Y'all here tonight. Marquise got y'all here. Both sides of the conversation, you and Nate. We'll keep pumping y'all up because at the end of the day, we want community to know we got some young upcoming athletes and folks that are doing some phenomenal things, and we want to make sure that y'all are celebrated and uplifted, because I believe in this, and I know Nate does as well. Because I didn't have that, and I remember when I played basketball, my dad wasn't there at the game, and at the end of the game, I had none of my family at the game, and it was very discouraging. I said, hey, I don't want to play basketball no more. Why go to the games? Nobody show up and support and uplift me. Yeah, we had our coaches who, would give us high fives and stuff, but it's nothing like, having community and having folks really there to support you and cheering for you. And let me tell you, Nate it was phenomenal. Every time I went to the games, I didn't get to all of them, but it was a nice amount of community families and folks out there. So I want to give a huge shout out to all of the parents, the fathers, the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunties, the cousins, the community organizations that came out to celebrate y'all young folks while y'all was out there playing, because I understand how important that is to have folks cheering for y'all in the stands, and very powerful stuff. And Brother Jackson, I got to ask you, what you going to do, or what do you want to do when you grow up? If you don't make it to the NBA, if you don't make it to football, what you want to be when you grow up?
What I would like to be when I grow up, if none of those options are available, I would like to be a sports team's owner of like any team.
Hello? Okay, John, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's right. Dream big. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. But Brother Marquise, you want to talk a little bit more about your player here?
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw Dia at Rebels tryouts. I was like, this kid is different. He can bring something to our team that we just don't have. He's a defensive-minded player whose offense is starting to come around, and the sky's the limit for Dia, for sure.
Yeah,
man, that's very powerful stuff, man. And I just want to, say this, Nate, before I turn it back over to you, because I think this is important. I know some of y'all young folks are saying, "Why he want to ask me what I want to be?" I don't know yet, right? But I do a lot of work, and sometimes I get a little frustrated. I work with a lot of teenage young folks, young folks. And some kids is a little older than y'all. And sometimes our young folks are just not prepared of where they want to be. And I think the question needs to be asked sooner. What do our young folks want to be, and making sure that we steer them in the right direction? Because too many times our counterparts, other ethnic groups, these kids are at 5, 6, 7 years old, and they already know what they want to be, and they already shooting in that pathway, right? And I know y'all into sports, and I always commend Nate and the coaches, Marquise, and a lot of the other kills, Pee Wee, and a number of them, for always pushing education. And that's one thing I always give Nate big props for. We have Frank on here. We had a bunch of other coaches across the barrier one night. And that's one thing that I appreciate about these coaches. They always make sure that the education is at the forefront, because you all know, and I know they tell y'all that, going up through these sports, first of all, you might not make it, for one, right? That's just what it is. There's so many kids competing across this country, trying to get into the NBA, trying to get in the NFL, trying to get into the baseball. That option might not be there, right? But we want to make sure that you prepared and that you understand that pathway. We don't want you to think you're going to make it and you don't, and you don't have a backup plan ready to go. So anytime that I interact with young folks, the first thing I want to know is what you want to be. So that while we going through these processes, and I want your coaches to hear, so to make sure that we steer you in the right direction, and we get the folks to come in and talk to y'all about these different industries and these different jobs that y'all want to do, so that we can keep that fire lit. Because I think sometimes in our community we don't keep the fire lit, and a lot of our young folks, they get discouraged and they give up, and they feel like if they can't make it, they don't know what to do. So that's why I always ask that question. I think it's something big. I want to make sure that we keep that on our young folks' mind, not getting up there. Too many times I work with these young teenage folks, and they in 10th, 11th grade, and they don't even know what they want to be. And I'll be so disappointed. And I'll be telling them that's your main focus. You got to get on that. Got to know where you're going. On that blueprint is very, very important. But Brother Jackson, you want to be a team owner. I said, I like that. That's what I'm talking about. Don't be the player, be the owner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, John, we pride ourselves into, there's a certain GPA you got to have when you're playing for the Rebels. It's a 2.5. But if you fall below the 2.5, we're not going to kick you off to the team, but you fall into the case management program and you get extensive case management, follow up with the schools, meeting with your parents and things like that. So we're not in the, kick anybody off a team, but we are going to make sure that they raise those grades up to a satisfactory level. And, that's what makes our program unique. People say, when it's Rebels, they always think basketball, but there's just so many layers and so many components, man. When we were out having our food drive, Titus was right there. He was right in the front with us, helping stuffing boxes. Yeah, Titus, man, tell us about that experience when we were in the middle of the pandemic and we had that food drive. Well, and you were there helping out. How did that make you feel? How did that make you feel?
It just felt good helping out the community and giving back everything they gave to me and supporting everybody in need.
All right. No, man. So Titus was right there in the fourth. He was right there in the trenches. This was in the very beginning of the pandemic, John, when we didn't know what was going on. But we're still feeding, 31 families, $150 in Safeway groceries every week. We are still, we're still hanging on and we're still getting that work done. But now we're back on the court. These young men, we are trying to set the bar high for them so they can achieve their goals on and off the court. But what set us apart this year, John, was I got a call one day from this, and I'm glad I answered the phone. It was a block number. I normally don't answer block numbers, but it was a guy named Vincent Ng on the phone, and he was from Safer Together. And it's an organization that provides the rapid testing for anyone around the Bay Area. But they selected us to be their pilot program. So what they've been doing since the pandemic started, since we got back to playing, they tested every kid before practice and before games, and the parents before games, because the parents weren't allowed in practices this year. So they tested the parents before game, or anybody else who came in the gym got a rapid test before the game. And I'm just so grateful for them to provide that extra layer of safety and comfort. And not only did they provide that, they also gave some of our parents some little part-time jobs. So they trained our parents on how to give the tests, and all those parents and all those ladies down there that was doing the tests, some of their kids play in the league. So it was a win-win situation during a trying time. We're glad to keep this partnership going because there's not a team in this. You can't tell me there's a team that is investing this much in the safety of their kids besides us and the San Francisco Brown Bombers, which we were their first organizations that they tabbed. Now everyone is trying to get in, but guess what? Too late. You know what I'm saying? Because they're overwhelmed right now. But we are just so happy to secure that partnership. Even when our older high school teams went on the road to different states over this past summer, one of the parents, they were trained. They got paid to go on the road with us. They test us before we got on the plane, before we came back, before games. It was just a beautiful situation. I'm just so proud that we were able to pull this off and just safely. We had very minimal number of positives. I mean, we probably test over 600 a week. So that's a lot of the tests for the past 12 weeks that we've done, and not including the Rebels. This was just the Junior NBA League. So you combine that and the Rebels, I mean, they're probably testing, probably about 800 to 900 tests a week through the San Francisco Rebels.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, I went through the process several times. It's very, timely. It doesn't take a long time. So, great job to them folks. And yeah, thanks, Nate, for keeping our young folks safe. But I want to ask the young folks here, how you all been doing during this pandemic? So many people speaking for the young folks, how they feeling? How have you all been not only transitioning for games, but as well as your school and your home life? How have you all been holding up during this pandemic? I know some of y'all may have been online schooling for some time, but I want to know from y'all, how y'all feeling about this online schooling, and how do you all feel day to day dealing with COVID and wearing a mask? Have you all adjusted to it? Are you guys tired of it? Want to hear from you all. Tell me what y'all think about this COVID and what y'all been have to endure.
Well, it was kind of annoying at first to do online school because I was about to go to a new school, but then COVID hit, so I had to spend my first year on Zoom. So that was kind of annoying.
Wow. Did you feel like you were socially disconnected? You couldn't have no contact with your friends, or was y'all still able to chat with the Zoom, or is it a little difficult?
Well, after school, we played video games, and that was fun.
All right. Anybody else? Titus, what you think about this COVID stuff, man? What you have to do?
Before we continue, Jonathan, we have one more kid, Hudson.
Okay, where's he at? I don't see him on the screen.
He was in here when we started.
Yeah, I think he might have got kicked off. I don't see him. Give him the link and tell him to come back in. All right, go ahead, Vincent or Isaac. Y'all want to talk about our Titus? Tell us a little bit about how y'all been holding up, dealing with this pandemic, and how y'all feel about wearing masks and this transition to schooling. How y'all feeling?
Right now, I've kind of gotten used to it because it's been like what, second year? But when COVID just had hit, I had been same idea. I was a little annoyed that my first year at my new school had to be online and I couldn't really connect to people like new kids at my school to make new friends. But my school was ahead of things and we got back in October. So yeah, I've just been having to adjust my daily lifestyle and things like that.
Wow. What about you, Vincent or Isaac? Go ahead.
So for me, when we started, it was really weird because we had never done it before. But like when we got later into it, I kind of got used to it. And then so I'd play video games with my friends instead of really acting with them and playing around like basketball and stuff. Because when you're on Zoom, they're like, if your internet isn't working, it's like, oh, you can't come to class. But like you have to come to class if you're in like real life. So like sometimes me and my friends would be late to class because we're playing video games, and that would always be kind of fun. We just didn't tell the teachers. We just said we had internet problems, and it was all fine.
Your teacher might be watching tonight. She just found out what y'all was doing.
How about you, Nucci? What you have, Nucci?
Hey, Nucci eating this cup of noodles right now. Now you interfering with
him. Man, what's going on, man? Nucci.
Huh?
Vincent?
I think he froze
So
up.
how was it for you in COVID, Vincent?
I think he froze up, Nate.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
there
can
you
hear
go.
you.
There you
Go ahead.
It was weird when
It was weird.
we first started school, like first year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it was like everybody sit. Like, so they were all down. Only one person could at a table when first started.
Hey man, you going in and out, man.
It's like it.
Okay.
go.
Well, I got the picture, man. You know what, Nucci? I want to say something about you, man. I just thought you was like the Dennis Rodman of the team and just wild and crazy, man. But you got a nice voice, man. You speak very well, man. That's a testament of your family and yourself, man. So I'm proud of you. I didn't know you talk. Titus don't talk like that too, John. Just let me let you. You should hear him on the court. Yeah, he ain't talk. You did this and did. Nah, he don't do that on the court. Yeah, you should. I'm gonna mic him one day for you, John, and let you hear him during the game.
Yeah,
I can't hear you. Go ahead. What'd you say, Titus?
We gotta mic him up. We gotta mic him up, Nate.
What'd you say, Titus?
I'll do it.
Okay, we're gonna mic you. See? Well, I'll do it. See, he done got a little bass in his voice now. I'll do it. I'll do it. Hey, how about Hudson? Did he get back on?
I don't know. I don't see him. He not hear you.
Right.
But yeah, well, Coach, I want you to go ahead and ask a question to the young folks. I mean, one of the things that I lastly want to ask, because I know they talked about the struggles of the online education as we are still assessing what is this online education. But I definitely want to hear from them. Like, are they really learning? Because I hear pluses and I hear minuses about the Zoom schooling. Do y'all feel like y'all learning from this Zoom? Are y'all getting it, or is it better for y'all to be in the classroom on the chalkboard doing the work? I want to know, like, do y'all feel like y'all learning from Zoom when y'all doing this online schooling, or is it better for y'all to be in school?
Nucci, go ahead. He got his hand up. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nucci.
I'll give you a high five.
Like, y'all hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I feel like they learned we learned this on Zoom over and every day. I feel like we learned nothing from Zoom, but in person, I feel like we learned a lot.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right.
What about you, Isaac?
What about you, Isaac?
I think we learn. It's just we don't learn as much because there's like distractions at home and stuff, and in the classroom it's really just the classroom. But like, because one time in class I had to my dad was doing something, so I had to go with my Gemma. She's like my dad's girlfriend, and we went to like a meeting or something about like if she like died in like a funeral or something for her, like getting it set up already. She's not old at all. I don't know. It was weird. And I was like there, and you could hear the background while I was talking in Spanish class of like the meeting and stuff. And it was really weird.
Yeah, I saw some wild things when that Zoom first came out. Trust me. I saw some wild things. Some parents was foul doing when it first came out. I don't know if they was doing it on purpose or what, but it was some foul parents doing it in the first beginning. Go ahead, Dia.
Nate, don't tell those stories.
Man. But I'm not. But yeah, you can only imagine.
Well,
go ahead, Dia.
During Zoom, like the days were shorter, so you could get out earlier. Because in the beginning, my school ended at 2:00, and now it ends at 3:30.
Oh yes, that's a long day for you now, huh? What time does school start?
3:30.
What time does school start? 3:30.
3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30. 3:30.
It starts at 8:15.
Okay. Come on, Titus.
I mean, I have like the same thing that everybody else did, but
You see how
it
his
was
voice just
difficult.
changed? Did you see how his voice just changed? Marquise, did you
What did
just
I
see that?
say?
He's going to be
What?
he's good. Go ahead, man.
What did I say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Okay. Wow. Um, I feel like it was difficult learning because just like Isaac said, there was a lot of distractions, such as like your internet not connecting or your parents also having work on Zoom. So I feel like I wasn't really paying attention, and it's like I'm staring at a screen the whole time, and that's like way different than actually paying attention to my teacher. And I also have four siblings, so in the same household with four different Zooms going on, it could
Oh
cause
man.
a lot of chaos and stuff like that.
Definitely. Definitely.
And your dad on Zoom meetings too, right?
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Marquise, go ahead and before we get out of here, I know they got to get ready for school, but tell us a little bit, community, about who was your funny kid, or who was your best shooter or team builder. Anything you want to throw out here, you and Nate, go ahead as we start getting close to wrap this out. We want to get our young folks ready for school. They've been holding it down for us for a minute.
The
No, go
funny
ahead, Mark.
one was definitely Vincent or Nucci. He was the funny one, cracking jokes the entire time we're in practice. The best shooter, probably a tie between Titus and Dia. Depends on the day.
Diaz the better shooter.
And then I think the best, like overall, getting information from the coaches and going out and doing it. That was Isaac.
That's right.
And
That's right. Yeah, I think these guys was a special team, John. I think they had their sights because I almost didn't let this team happen. I almost didn't. They know why too. And I ain't gonna say nothing now, but it's gonna be some rules in place as we move forward at the draft that we have. But anyway, but I definitely wanted Marquise to plug his clothing line. Why don't you go ahead and just talk to us how you got that, how you came about.
yeah, the clothing line is purposely fitted. Started in the beginning of the pandemic with my brother, my girlfriend, and my brother's girlfriend. Just looking for something to do, something different, since we were all stuck in the house. And we came up with the name Purposely Fitted, and it's been about a year coming out with different streetwear, sweatsuits, shorts, shirts. We drop something new, different colors, almost every month. And it's just been a fun learning experience, learning how to run my own business, along with being an engineer. So this has been just a fun experience, and just seeing people wearing your merch and your logo on their chests has been rewarding in itself.
But I mean, so I gotta ask now. I wasn't, but so you talk about being an engineer. Just talk about that. How competitive that field is, and I know it's not many blacks in that field. So talk about that and how you're able to fit in and navigate yourself up the ranks, and doing your thing and making your mark.
I was lucky. I started in college with an internship with the city of San Francisco, and that really showed me that I wanted to be a civil engineer and do inspections and be in the construction industry. And from there, I got the opportunity to work for Jacobs Engineering Group, and I worked there for about 3 years on different projects in the city, including the ferry terminal expansion, which is the 3 ferry gates that go to the East Bay next to the ferry building. And I was fortunate to move on from that opportunity to Anchor CM, which is now one of the only uh, African American owned engineering firms. So it's been a blessing, and you know I'm making my way up in the engineering world, becoming soon become a construction manager. So, it's been a grind, and I've enjoyed the process.
Man, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's huge. I'm glad you was able to say that. Being a civil engineer is very important, much needed. I know there's a lot of bridges and different things that's going on, and a lot of construction. So very, very proud of you, brother. And I want to make sure we're going to connect with you. I'll make sure that I pick up one of your make sure I pick up a hoodie or sweatsuit from you. I need an extra large. You got to hook me up, and I'll cash app you and get it over. We got to connect. I'll connect with Nate and figure out how we can connect and make that happen. Here, this is our Hidden Gem segment. We always support our Black and brown entrepreneurs, and we always want to make sure that we uplift our Black businesses in the community. That's one thing that we have to do, and we learned during this pandemic, how many of our small business owners and our entrepreneurs have been impacted from COVID. And sad to say, the SBA and all these grants and funding that's supposed to went out to help our young small businesses, money ain't been going out. I got an issue with the SBA, but I'm gonna have another conversation on that another day, because so many folks have reached out to me, and it's very disappointing to know taxpayer dollars have went out to support our small Black and brown businesses during this pandemic. And it's so unfortunate that the SBA and different funding sources did not make sure that the funds went to those small businesses. And, just some of the loopholes and some of the things that folks had to go through to get support has been terrible. I mean, I've been having people reach out to me all day. I even experienced a little bit of it as well. But I want to make sure that we're going to change that. I got some meetings coming up, but we're going to continue to fight to make sure these organizations like the SBA are very transparent for our Black and brown businesses, and make sure that they get the financial support that's needed, and making sure that those processes are streamlined and accessible for our community to get access. So we'll continue to keep fighting. But young brother, we want to help you. We want to uplift you here at both sides of the conversation. So please, before we get off today, I want to get your contact information, and I'll make sure that we pick up a couple of those fits from you to support you. Because that's what we all
people about. In the chat. I see people in the chat talking about they want the purple and pink sweatsuit.
Yeah.
But John. But before we forget, I need to shout out the only girl on the team, Marley. She hit some big buckets this season.
Yeah, I was wondering where Marley was.
Yeah, I don't know. She was supposed to be on tonight. But she's the real MVP of the team, actually, Marley. If I was to pick an MVP of this team, I would probably pick Marley by a long shot. Look at Titus. That's what I said.
Your Titus competitors. He looked like, really? Come on, Nate.
I stay messing with him, man. I don't care what. I'll stay messing with him. I look at him every time. Yeah.
Right. No, but I wanted to I wanted to highlight her as well. I thought she was going to be on here tonight because I always think that's very powerful when young women play with boys and compete at the level that they compete at. I think it's always a huge thing, as we are still, uplifting the young ladies for the work that they do and participate as well. So shout out to the Lady Rebels too, man. I was be seeing they post, and they got their stuff going on as well. So appreciate that. But with that being said, for the young folks, if y'all want to give out any shout outs to y'all friends, because y'all champions. So, when you the champ, you get to do whatever you want to do. We don't have no water bottles here to spray y'all with, but we want to give y'all props for being the champs, and we wanted to make sure everybody know y'all. But before we leave, this is y'all time to shout out your family, shout out to brothers,
shout out
everybody that y'all want to shout out.
And the basketball team, because we haven't lost the game yet for our school.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take it all the way to win another championship.
Shout out to Nate for motivating me just to prove you wrong. Shout out to my family and friends putting me in this position. Shout out to everybody that's supporting my team and my family. And
shout out to you too.
Go Suns.
No, say it again. Nate wasn't paying attention.
I was. Shout out to me. I heard him.
Shout out to you too, so we can stream. And
yeah, thank you. Who said that? Dia, thank you, Dia, because Titus ain't gonna give me no credit. But thank you, Dia. Hey, Dia, I appreciate that. And I got a vote. I ain't used my vote yet. So I know who I'm using my vote for now.
Shout out to my friend Cody. He plays on the Warriors for this league. They didn't make it though to the finals. I really wanted to play him, but I didn't. He got me a lot better throughout this year because he goes to my school, and he's usually on my team for King of the Court, and that's always fun to play with him.
Right, Vincent. I didn't hear nobody shout out their moms, their dads.
That's crazy.
That was me. All right, hold on.
Me,
Shout
bro.
out Coach Keys, best coach
You
in
ain't
the
gotta
league.
shout me out.
Coach Keys, not Coach Nate Keys. Okay, he coached the undefeated team, one of the best coaches in the Rebels organization, if not the best. Yeah.
I would like to
Way to
shout
butter up the coach.
his dad.
Way to butter up the coach. Way to big up the coach. Way to big up the coach for the Rebels season. Atta
I would
boy.
like to shout out Coach Cleon. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it here today.
Oh, y'all, okay. Y'all really doing it big now. Nucci, who you shouting out?
Nucci, who you shouting out? Nucci. Nucci ain't messing with y'all. He on this cup of noodle game right now.
Come on, man. Shout out Top Ramen or somebody. All right, man. Hey, man, thanks y'all for coming out, man. I really appreciate this, man. This was big. The sun.
Oh, Nate, I think we lost you. Your mic unmuted, Nate. Nate, you got to unmute yourself.
I'm sorry, my dog did. But they had a great season. Shout out to the coaches and everyone. It was just a great feel-good league, and now we're about to transition into the Rebels. So I'm gonna see these guys another 5 or 6 months. Unfortunately, I'll see Titus every other week. So, Jesus.
Go ahead, Isaac. You want to say something? I see your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah. One more thing, I want to shout out my dad. He helps stuff with my Instagram, and I'm trying to get to like 1,050 followers by like the end of this month.
All right. We're gonna put your Instagram back up there. Hold on, I don't know what I did with
Yeah, he's trying to get some followers, John. We gotta put
I know we got to get him some followers. Hold on, I gotta find his Instagram. Let me get it back up.
We got people where we got watching Texas, where Arkansas,
everywhere. Everybody out there watching our young brother Isaac, go support him. Check out his Instagram. He needs some followers. You know, he got a speedball that's mean, and he got a jumper when he on fire. So y'all go out there, support the young folks of the community. That's what it's all about. But it's getting late, so I want to do this before we wrap up. First, I want to thank you, Coach Keith, and your dad, Nate, for continue to put on phenomenal programming for the community. And for our young folks here, shout out to the Suns for winning the championship. Undefeated young folks, proud of y'all. That was a very, very exciting game. When y'all went into overtime, I was like, well, what's gonna happen? Like it was going back to back. But y'all did a phenomenal job as well. And y'all played together. Y'all played hard. Y'all listened to y'all coaches. And, I just want to thank Nate again because, Nate is like a no-brainer. I'm like, they winning, Nate. We got to bring these kids on and highlight them and uplift them and give them the support for grinding it out and taking over the season. And y'all did that. So we just want to acknowledge y'all. We just want y'all young folks to know that community people are behind you. Shout out to all of y'all parents and y'all family members who continue to support you all. And, we just want to let them know we love them and thank them as well. I know this is when kids play sports, it is a challenge, to do personal life, be parents, but to show that investment and that interest into our young folks is very, very important and much needed. And we salute all of the parents and all of the relatives and all of the community folks that continue to support, LaRyan Russell and to Brother Hughes and a number of the fathers that continue to show up for their kids. Want to give you all a huge salute as well because so many fathers in our community are missing when it comes to sports and when it comes to engagement with our young people in school. And we just want to highlight you all and say thank you as well. Thank you to Joy Jackson. I seen Joy in the chat. Thank you to all of the community folks that were stepping in, saying hello and saluting everybody. This is what it's all about when we talk about a village, uplifting our young people, empowering them. It takes us all to celebrate their wins, and not just, there to chastise them when they do wrong. We got to also uplift them when they're doing right. And I know Nate's big about that, making sure that we salute our young folks. So thank you again for tuning in tonight and making sure that our young folks feel the love for the community, and we're giving them a spotlight to make sure that they feel important for the work that they're doing. They've been grinding during this pandemic. You heard the young brother Isaac, he's playing 3 sports, and we got other young folks on here playing different sports, but also keeping up their grades. And we just appreciate the SF Rebels for the work that they're doing, not only about the sports part of it, but making sure that our kids get the fundamentals in the education part as well. Shout out to all of the case managers that do an amazing job at SF Rebels and all of the work that they do to make sure that our young folks stay on track, make sure that our community folks stay on track. And thanks to Nate for all of the continued efforts during this pandemic and beyond, and making sure our elders of the community get their weekly groceries. Very, very important stuff, as this inflation and these crises that we continue to deal with in our community are impacting our families every day, and every little bit counts and everything helps. So thanks to the Rebels for being that highlight. And to my brother Keith, salute my brother for going through the program, becoming an engineer, giving back, working with our young folks. What a model that you're leading here. And thank you for your leadership to continue to encourage these young brothers and instill confidence in them and let them know that there is another way and there is an opportunity. And we just appreciate you for being a pillar of the community, a leader and a coach, and making sure that these young gentlemen here see what greatness look like. And we're going to continue to support you and your business. And we're going to invite you back so that you can get a segment to highlight just about your business, so we can make sure that our community folks get behind your brand and patronize your business and your Instagram and your stuff to make sure that you get the financial support from our community folks and patronize what you are doing. I just picked up Pee Wee's Guilty sweater. I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. So you'll be seeing a cash out from me real soon, and you can send it to me or I can pick it up. So thank you all. Young folks, it's getting late. No video games tonight. We want you to get ready for school tomorrow. Make sure you have a productive day. Continue to do the blueprint that you all laid out, and continue to find that pathway and that journey to the careers and the path that you all choose. We love you, young folks. We are proud of you, sons. Congratulations on your win, and continue to do what you all do. Work hard. Listen to these great folks, Nate and Marquise. They're going to give you the right game that you need to be successful in there. Y'all have the proof. It's in the pudding. Nate lays down the law, but he makes sure that everybody gets what they need. Nate was up at 11 o'clock this morning, or 2 o'clock in the morning, making sure kids on the East Coast get scholarships. That's the dedication. That's the leadership that we like in our community. And I can't keep up with Nate. I only get 2 hours of sleep trying to keep up with his brother, but he's a bad dude. The SF Rebels is in the building. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. This Thursday is our next live show. We'll be having Dr. Mo from Rafiki Coalition giving an update to community about the COVID, this American, where we at, and how our community folks been impacted, giving us the update of the vaccination sites, where you could go to get tested as we continue to try and combat this virus that is spreading through our community every day. And we just want to make sure that our folks get the information and know how to get connected with those resources. With that being said, go Niners. We got a big game this week. All the haters been hating, but we are there at the end. We'll be at the championship game this week. So hopefully everybody will get out there and represent the Niners and put Northern California on the map as we go down there to beat LA. We're going to let them know the Bay is in the building. So y'all better have your Niner gear on representing all y'all.
I hope y'all Niner fans.
Yeah.
Y'all Niner fans, Titus. You're a Niner fan, Titus. Dia, you're a Niner fan.
Yeah.
Isaac, you're a Niner fan.
No,
No.
Oh, man.
I'm a Chiefs fan.
A Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, John, go ahead and finish.
Bang, bang, Niner gang. All right, young folks, y'all continue to follow us, and we're going to support y'all. If y'all need anything, make sure y'all reach out to us or get to Nate, and we'll make sure y'all support us, and we'll be out there for the Rebel games. We'll make sure that we continue to highlight the Rebels and you all games, and we'll keep community connected with you all so they can follow you. Okay, y'all?
There go Nucci.
There go
Nucci.
Nucci back. He got a fresh fade too. Hey, thanks, Nate. Thanks,
All
Marquise.
right.
Marquise, we'll be seeing you soon. We'll get you back on Hidden Gems so we can promote your business and make sure that we help get you some sales, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Titus.
Y'all go home and give y'all loved ones some love and y'all parents and tell them thank you for all they do for y'all.
All right, y'all. Good night, Isaac.
Thank
Good night,
you.
Nucci. Go to bed, Nucci.